Christians
Or maybe not.
for Christians. Get your free publishing guide at christianpublishing.com. Zulon Press is a division of Salem Communications, the same people who bring you this nifty radio station.
This nifty radio station
does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station.
It's
But we'll
time
be
to get
changing
on the
that
right
soon.
path with Right Path
You're
Real Estate
gonna change
Radio
it?
with
Yeah.
Tom Perry. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and
Let's see
succeeding
here.
today.
I need to get on my book of faces. Welcome to the show. Please come inside. Ladies and gentlemen.
Get ready. The
Your
guy
singing
that will
voice
put
is
your
amazing.
fears
No,
behind
whatever.
you is on the air now.
All right,
Taking
stand
calls
by.
at 713-785-1817.
All right, hot mics in 5, 4,
Toll free 877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Tom Perry.
Hey, welcome to the show, Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817, 713-785-1817. If you're following us on the Book of Faces, we're Facebook living it at Right Path Real Estate. So just go to facebook.com and then like our page on Right Path Real Estate. And every morning, on Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. when we're broadcasting live, you can follow us live right there on the Book of Faces. And if you are following right now, you see I have an empty chair. I'm spinning it right now. Hey, look, I'm spinning. Because traffic's really bad because it's raining outside. And people don't know how to drive in Houston, Texas when it's raining. And so for those of y'all in Dallas, y'all are completely different. Everybody knows how to ride in the rain in Dallas, but it's 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. when you're listening to us there. So you can still feel free to give us a call from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday and ask questions because we can answer Dallas questions also. But I'm joined not live in the studio, but by telephone with Jennifer Hernandez. She's our guest for the day, and she's on her way into the studio and will be joining us shortly, be grabbing a seat, doing the headset, mic check, all that kind of stuff on a break. So, Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Hey, Tom, can you hear me okay?
Absolutely, I can hear you fantastic, because Nikki's at the helm.
Okay, cool. The weather's a mess. There's wrecks on, I think, every major highway, so took me a little bit. An hour is now taking me an hour and a half.
Oh,
so.
that's no fun. Yeah, because you live right around the corner.
I live east San Antonio. I live in far, far reaches of Katy.
Yes, you do. You have a beautiful home. I've been there. I've been a guest of your home. We had a great celebration of last year's results, and we were honored to be one of your recipients of an award there. And I feel like we've got a great business partnership.
We'll have you again next year. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to ask you a question. I was thinking about what we would talk about on the way, and you and I are both so good on the fly. But are you guys noticing are you noticing less things are not moving as quickly? Like, we've got a lot of buyers that are just looking, they're not finding anything, or whatever reason, we just don't have things moving right now. What are you noticing?
You know, in certain price ranges, we found higher than average days of market, like on the real high end. Yeah, we've got one property, for example, that's just under $700,000, and it's sitting. I wouldn't say an excessive amount of time for that price range, but it is. You know, it's not moved yet. Now we've got 3 people kind of circling around the property and seem to be interested, wanting to make an offer. But it does seem like there's a lot going on, you know, with Easter. I think that may have been a distraction with, you know, probably people preparing for family coming in or traveling out of town, things like that. Because I know school was out half day on Thursday, out all day on Friday. It was also out on Monday. So I know that today is, you know, first day back for a lot of kids in school, you know, in Houston. So I think that was part of it. I think there's also, you know, we're entering in the last 6 weeks of the school year, right? And so I think we're getting ready to get into a really right. I think it's getting ready to pick up a lot.
Summer.
Right. So I think it was just you know, there's like a 2 or 3 week lull just based on what was going on. But I know that our showing activity has been, you know, pretty high. It's just that people have been, you know, slowing down in terms of the number of offers that they're making and things like that. But I mean, we're still out there actively buying and making offers and things like that. And I wouldn't say that our inventory is necessarily growing excessively. So I think it's just a very temporary, you know, you probably measure things week over week, right? And so I could see that, you know, over the last week or 10 days, it's been slower than like the beginning part of the month and things like that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So, hey, interest rates are at a really, they've trickled back down a little bit. Not not exactly what they were right before the election, but they're pretty darn close. So that's great news for buyers. So if you're a realtor or someone that interacts with buyers and you're listening, then it's a great time to be buying. That's for
yeah,
sure.
in fact, it'd probably be the best time if you're going to be looking at a more expensive house, because you can probably get a more bang for the buck right now. You know, all the way up to probably what the jumbo amount limit of $440,000. I'm staying right below that jumbo amount, right? And
424.
424. Okay, got it. So
Yeah.
I think as long as you're staying right below that dollar amount, then if you can lock in rates right now, and you can lock in a rate for how long right now?
So you need to have a property contract to lock in. There's not a lock in shop, and or at least with us anyway. You can lock in for 90 days, I would say, with no upfront fee. Most lenders are not. I don't know of anyone that's doing an extended lock for over 120 days. So, rates are locked really in increments of 15 days. So you have a 30-day execution, 45, 60. You can go up to 75 or 90. But the longer out you want to secure the rate, I can imagine it's logical that the higher the rate's going to be.
Right.
So it's almost like every 30 days, a 30 is about an eighth lower than a 60. And then the 90 is probably a quarter higher from there. So pretty simple formula. But the 30 to 45 is kind of the sweet spot for locking.
Okay, so I want to remind everybody they're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. The phone number is 713-785-1817. I'm joined by telephone right now with Jennifer Hernandez. She is the chief of everything at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. I guess chief dishwasher, chief bottle washer.
I wouldn't say chief of everything, but I'm a loan officer.
Yeah, that sounds great. So, at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and they're our preferred mortgage lender. And I want to share a story. This isn't one of our clients, but we have one of our students in our one-on-one program, and won't share their name or anything like that. But they've got a townhouse under contract, and they're using a retail agent that is a friend of a friend, let's say, and a relatively experienced retail agent. This townhouse, I think, original listing price was, pardon me, take a sip of water. Sorry. Been struggling with allergies like a few people. I'm thankful for the rain to knock down some of the allergens. But I think the mid 100s, let's say, for a purchase price, the people were putting like $29,000 down, maybe $30,000 down. They made an above asking price offer, only a couple of $1,000. During the inspection phase, there was some concessions made based on things that needed to be made, just a cash offer in lieu of fixing some of the items. So it brought it down just below the purchase price in terms of the concessions. Now, one way to do that is just to reduce the purchase price. The other way is keep the purchase price where it is, where the offer was, and then just do a back-end concession. Now, it's an advantage to a real estate agent to actually keep the price higher because they get paid commission on the higher number, right? Well, that's what this agent did. So lo and behold, the number didn't make appraisal. So I want to get your opinion from a mortgage standpoint. If the property gets appraised for the list price, let's say that the list price was $150, but they offered $155, and then there were $6,000 of concessions. So now we're down to $149. But they're putting $30,000 down, so they're only borrowing $119. And so instead of appraising at the $155 sales price, it actually appraised for the $150 list price. But they're putting $30,000 down. Is there any circumstance by which that would create a problem with the contract from an underwriting standpoint? They're only borrowing $119.
So only if the loan to value minimum that's required. So, like, for example,
2 minutes.
for the terms that they're getting, like an 80% loan or a 20% down is a really common cutting point where people, don't have PMI, right? So I'm assuming this is a primary residence purchase. Are we correct?
That's exactly right.
Okay. So on a primary residence, yes. So if they're putting 30% down versus 20, there's like no benefit for us. It's just like gravy. It's just that they want to put that much down.
Yeah, right. Sure.
So for us, if it's a 22% down loan, right? Or 24 instead of 30.
Right.
The the dilution of the loan to value isn't really the concern, because we're gonna loan a minimum of 80% of the appraised value or the price, whatever's left.
Correct.
So then, instead of doing 30% down, they're doing a little bit less in our eyes, right? The only reason that it would be an issue is if they had to do a certain amount down in order to qualify. But yeah, the loan amount's really remaining the same. They just have to make sure to have the extra money out of pocket. So, I mean, you're right. It really makes no difference, but we have to let the buyer know that
it didn't make appraisal, right?
Obviously, yeah, and it's up to them. We have a lot of people in that situation.
But it was the buyer's choice to make an above listing price offer, right?
Yeah, exactly. When you've got big down payments like that, it really doesn't affect it. They usually say, "Oh yeah, whatever. We'll just, whatever." The times that it gets really crunched is when you have a 3% down.
Right. I can totally understand it there when numbers are tight, but with the big down payment, I can't see that would ever make a difference. So we'll continue the story on the other side of the break. We're going to go into a break. You're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. I'm joined by telephone with Jennifer Hernandez. She's our expert when it comes to mortgages. If you have any questions about getting approved for a mortgage, any of those kind of things, give us a call, 713-785-1817. Talk to you on the other side of the break.
Clear.
Thank you.
Junk King is your full-service junk clutter removal solution. You just point, and we will do all of the work. Junk and clutter can be appliances, furniture, yard waste, trash, construction or remodeling debris, items left by former tenants, or anything you wish to dispose of that does not require a permit for hauling. Apartment, attic, garage, and office cleanouts, or yard cleanups. We even assist with tenant evictions where law enforcement is present. Our courteous, uniformed, and professionally trained teams provide you with free estimates. We will beat any comparable competitor's written quote, and we even sweep up after every job at no additional cost. Junk King is the greenest junk hauling service in North America. We donate, recycle, repurpose, and reuse as much as possible from every load, and we are averaging 60 to 80% nationwide. Fully insured, Junk King would love the opportunity to showcase our services and earn your business. 1-888-888-JUNK.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary peer work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal.
We got 2 minutes.
If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353.
Okay, I'm going to
or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
You would like it on the left side or the right?
That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Let's do a quick sound check.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.?
All right, go ahead, do it again.
Can you hear me? Check.
Yep, a little bit higher.
Okay, go for it.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
There we go.
Hello.
You're good.
Awesome.
You're good.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Is your ear volume, is it too loud or just right?
Just right.
Okay, perfect.
Invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice.
Did I have this
However,
last
we
time you were
do
here?
hold free networking events,
Did you have what?
weekly educational
laptop,
classes,
the last time
and
we were
free
here?
consultations
I think so.
with an IRA specialist.
I changed
For
from
more
a MacBook
information,
Air to a,
visit
I
our
didn't
website at
notice.
questira.com.
I thought you always had an
or
iPad.
call us at 1
I thought you had an iPad.
I have had an iPad in the past, but
IRAs.
this is
Do you
a
like
Surface
this
Tap
better?
into
I
the
do.
$24 trillion
Yeah, I like
in
it a lot.
retirement accounts in
'Cause
the
it's,
U.S. Call Quest
like a little mini
IRA
laptop.
at 1-855-FUN-IRAs
All right, we're
or
coming
go to
back,
our
guys.
a tablet
website,
to flip this around and put it down that
questira.com.
way,
This
or,
is business.
or it works like a
1110.
laptop. So
That's
it does
nice.
all of those.
All right, y'all stand by. All right, hot mics in 5, 4,
Yeah, come on in.
3, 2, 1.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817, 713-785-1817. I'm now joined live in the studio with Jennifer Hernandez. She's with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. She's going to give you her contact information because we didn't do that the entire first segment.
It is 713-579-3611. 713-579-3611. That's my direct line. Legacy Mutual Mortgage.
And your email?
Or
web address? Or,
web address is good. It's on there. It's jennifer.legacymutual.com.
Perfect.
That's our website.
Okay, so now that you've joined, and you're sitting down with a bottle of Spark.
That's right.
You're ready to get
thank
going?
you for that. I
Yeah, no
mooched
problem.
a Spark off of you. Thanks.
That's 3 to 5 hours of mental focus. Just a little
That's
plug there.
exactly right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was ran into this situation helping one of our students. What I couldn't believe is that, I guess, what percentage of the deals would you say y'all do that the buyers are stretching to their absolute limit? In other words, they should be buying a $300,000 house, but they're shopping for $325,000, and so they're trying to put that minimum amount down 3%. I mean, what is that? Half of the deals? Is that 80% of the deals?
I could run a report on debt to income ratio,
but I trust your judgment.
I think 50% of the people, because even people that are some people can be putting 20% down,
right,
and their debt to income ratio on a conforming loan is right there at the 44%. So
right,
I would say between conventional and FHA, but all of them, I'd say probably a good 50%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're saying
Maybe more.
really is that when a property doesn't appraise, more than half the time, it's probably a big deal if it doesn't come in at the appraised number.
If the loan to value is low, the
Right,
debt to income ratio is really not affected. It's the cash to close.
Yeah.
Because their debt is still the same, right? They're still borrowing the same amount. They're still borrowing the same loan amount, essentially.
So since you understand the mortgage side, and you understand real estate in general, I mean, and so if I'm a seller and somebody gives me an above price offer, and then later during the inspection phase, they want a concession for those fixed items, why not just lower the sales price?
Some people want that cash. I don't know. It's more
but they're
benefit.
not really getting the.
Well, regardless of the appraised value, if they're getting that cash, then they're having to come
they actually
to
are
closing
getting it at closing, and then they can use that money. Got it. So they're financing that money over 30 years.
Yeah, I mean
so they'll get a chance to pay $9,000 for that $3,000 over the next 30 years, as opposed to $3,000 now, right?
Yeah, I mean, when it's lowering the sales price, it's really not affecting their cash to close, and then they still have to come out of the pocket with the money to repair the house. So, but if there's not enough room, and there's been deals where even you've told me, like, hey, it's tight. I don't know if we can give. I mean, it's not going to appraise.
Right.
So if I was a listing agent, I would want to make sure that if I knew and sensed that we're in that zone, that I would work with the buyer's agent to get a comfort level that, hey, let's say I saw this. Actually, this was in Dallas for you Dallas listeners. Apparently ninth hot market up there.
Dallas is hot.
And there was a guy, and he lost 8 offers. And on the ninth one stuck. The poor guy just wanted a house so bad. And they wrote into the offer that they had extra money. They were putting 5% down.
Yep.
And so we were 95 loan to value. And he wrote in there in the special provisions that if the house didn't, that they could pay XYZ amount over and above. It came in at value, actually.
Right.
It was fine. But he was prepared to pay out of pocket extra to a certain amount because all the agents knew that it possibly might not appraise. And when it did appraise, they were all like, oh, great. I just took that one and wrote it off in the books and didn't passed go. But
well, also I see, and this is the other thing that you probably understand better than I do, how appraisers work. I mean, I have a pretty good feeling, or a pretty good idea of how appraisers work. It seems like it's part art and it's part science, it's part the math, but it's also
there's some subjectivity. I mean, there's formulas that appraisers have to use for adjustment prorations and adjustment numbers that they have to use, but there's still the human factor in it, obviously, to where they're making a judgment. So how often do you think appraisers actually look at list prices versus contract prices when they're doing appraisals? I think that they use list prices, but it's still listed and it's not sold. So if something is listed, I mean, they can mention it in the comments, but they can't really use it as data for the averaging because it hasn't sold yet. They can just talk about trends. So they have to break whatever down, take the emotion out of it. I mean, a seller can list their house for whatever they want, right? So if something is listed and you look at days on the market, and in a average 2.5, what is average price on the market? Average days on the market right now is like 3 to 4 months, right?
It's about just over 3 months, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you have something that's been on the market for 6 months, and it's listed at whatever, you would logically assume that, well, that house is overpriced. So
you would think so.
It's a tough call. It's a tough
Again,
call.
that takes into condition. It takes into so many different factors that you really have to walk. That's why we always say, tell people as investors, regardless of how experienced you are, you have to drive your comps. Absolute must is you must drive your comps.
I'd like to talk. We have a little bit of time. If we get cut off on the segment, we'll continue.
Absolutely.
So, and call in with your questions. What's the number to call in?
713-785-1817, 713-785-1817. And before we do that, let's see. Ginger says, morning, Tom. Valley's been posting some things. By the way, we have an event this Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at the 9999 West Chase. I'm going to be talking about estimating rehabs, how to accurately and quickly estimate a rehab in about 15 minutes.
That's great.
Yeah. So
that's very useful. So basically, I guess we've started talking about appraisals. I'd like to mention those of you that are listening are probably a seller at some point or representing one. So let's talk about the rebuttal process.
Yeah.
So Legacy is very friendly to facilitate the rebuttal. Not all lenders are, I guess I've heard, but I mean, you're allowed to rebuttal something. So let's say
like an appraisal. You're talking about rebutting on an appraisal.
Yes. Okay, so let's say, XYZ house and it comes in, your example at 155, it comes in at 150.
Yep.
So everyone goes nuts, especially the listing agent, right? Seller. So you think that some different comps should be used. Could we release the appraisal?
I don't see that the seller typically goes nuts because when it doesn't come into at a particular appraisal number, it's really the ball's in the buyer's court, not in the seller's court.
It is, but if you have a buyer in that price range, usually it's really, really tight. Right. And let's say it was an FHA, and FHA says you can't.
And that's what was, I think, unusual about this situation because they're putting, $30,000 down. I think everybody was kind of stuck in the rut of not really looking at the details and going, oh my gosh, it's a property in this price range and it didn't make appraisals. So, oh my God, now do we do? And I was like, wait.
That's a different scenario.
Yeah, isn't it though?
Yeah, but when you've got a buyer that's really, really tight and doesn't have that extra money.
Right.
So what we do is we give the appraisal to the buyer, of course, and the buyer can send it to their agent and give requirement to release it to the listing agent. So everyone sees the appraisal comps that were used. Right. And I just say, hey, listen, we're happy to facilitate a rebuttal. We have to, of course, remain arm's length and neutral.
Of course.
But in the rebuttal, if you find yourself writing a rebuttal, you have to remember that you cannot you can't sway the appraiser in any way to what you think the value is going to be. They will trash that rebuttal and it will not get looked at.
Right.
So you have to remain, because we see a lot of rebuttals. Be nice. I mean, they're human beings, right?
What are you, an idiot? Wow.
We get all kinds of comments. Like basically you're worthless and you don't know how to praise a property.
You must be brand new.
You'll never get your value changed. So we've seen values change. So you have to just stick to the facts. Just give the data of whatever comps you used in your analysis, but don't come up with, you used 50,000 on this adjustment, you should have used 75. Like, no swaying. It's the appraiser's job to come up with the pluses and the minuses. But the data, like maybe there's a comp that they missed, or maybe a non-MLS listing or whatever. So just remember to remain neutral. And when we do that, we usually we have an article about it that we send to all parties just to kind of help them.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the process. If you're ever going to fight your county appraisal value, to go in and get personal with the appraisers and all, it's just not going to go over well. You got to present them with data based on sales figures or based on condition or things like that. And what a lot of people don't realize is that flooring is flooring, for example, and they've only really got a 5 different areas that they can. It's like either new construction or recent it's just. They're limited in terms of what they can look at, and
they are. And it's interesting you bring that up because I hosted a learning event on rebutting appraisals last month, actually. And he said an ex-HCAT appraiser was our speaker, and he said, be nice.
Yeah.
He said that people come in and you would swear they're about to like break the door down. And he's like, he was the appraiser on the other side. And he said, I'm really just not going to work hard to overcome something. Like, I'm not going to work through the issues with you because you're being mean to me. You're being a jerk.
Right.
So it's tax protesting time. So if you're preparing your tax protest, just remember that we're all human.
Right.
Present data, non-emotional. Hey, appreciate your time. And it's all in presentation. And you really... what he was saying was, it was interesting. He said, you really want to try to negotiate with that appraiser because the minute you go to the formal hearing,
right,
those are your peers, like those are your neighbors, like those are people that are just retired.
Right.
Nothing wrong with being retired, but they're not necessarily appraisers, right? So they're meant to be. It's meant to be that you're being judged by your peers.
It's a
basically.
jury of your peers, right?
Jury of your peers.
Right.
And so be careful what you wish for. And he says it is literally a dice roll if you get someone favorable to the county or unfavorable to the county.
Yeah, you never know.
He goes, you never know what you're going to get. So be nice to those appraisers on the other side of the table because tax protesting season is coming up. So
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
All right, you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Or you can go to the Book of Faces and like us at Right Path Real Estate. And you can type in questions there. We'll read them live on the air if you're too chicken to call in. And I'm just playing. If you've got a fear of calling in, how about I just put it like that? So, Right Path is all about helping you put your fear of real estate investing behind you. Whether you want to buy, fix, and flip, whether you want to learn how to wholesale, whether you want to do a buy and hold, whether you want to do a part-time or full-time.
1 minute.
And I'm joined live in the studio with one of our trusted partners. Her name is Jennifer Hernandez. She's with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. What we love about them, when we're selling a house, they make the retail mortgage process really, really simple as an investor. Because we know that when we send a potential buyer, you get 2 or 3 offers on a house, which is always a good thing. We do nice rehabs. People like the rehabs that we do. I won't say that they're super fancy or anything like that, but they're well done. I mean, they've got a nice look. They're very nicely updated. We fix the things, kitchens and baths are what sell houses. We really pay a lot of attention. Yeah. We open up walls, things like that. We get offers pretty quickly, typically.
Very quick.
And so what will happen is, we get multiple offers. How do you evaluate one offer versus another offer? It's not always the highest price. We want to make sure that the deal goes through. We hate getting 30 days down the road and finding out, the deal blows out at the last second because the buyer really wasn't qualified or they were dishonest or things like that. Y'all are really good at catching those things on the early end. So I want to talk more about that on the other side of the break. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. Give us a call.
Clear.
Oh, man.
Are you an active real estate investor? If so, a real estate attorney is a crucial member to add to your team. Contact Ehlert Law at 346-231-1120. Ehlert Law serves clients in real estate and business law with principal offices in Houston and their acquisitions and dispositions. We are equipped to serve you in your residential and commercial real estate law needs. Contact Ehlert Law at 346-231-1120. We draft and review docs and structured transactions and represent you in disputes and litigation. Or choose one of our transaction packages to cover your sub-2, wholesale, wraps, or private financing deals. Our business and commercial services include business contracts, entity formations, and business consultations. If you need a reliable, dedicated firm to serve on your team, contact Ehlert Law at 346-231-1120. 346-231-1120. Paid for by Gerald Ehlert, principal offices in Houston, not board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization.
We've joined this new
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risks. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give NextGen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Junk King is your full-service junk and clutter removal solution. You just point, and we do all of the work. Our courteous, uniformed, and professionally trained teams provide free estimates. We will beat any comparable competitor's written quote, and we even sweep up after every job. The greenest junk hauling service in North America, we donate, recycle, repurpose, and reuse as much as possible from every load, and we are averaging 60 to 80% nationwide. Fully insured, we would love the opportunity to showcase our services and earn your business. 1-888-888-JUNK.
Are you expecting to close accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase? You've come to the right place. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497. If you have cracks in your walls, ceilings, or floors, you may have a foundation leveling problem. Do you have doors that stick or just won't open right? Maybe you have gaps in the bricks of your fireplace. You need Green Tree Foundation Leveling, a fast, high-quality foundation leveling company based here in Houston. They know how hot it gets on the Gulf Coast. High summer temperatures, heavy rainfall, and clay-rich soils are leading causes of foundation cracks. If you have a cracked slab or a shifting foundation, call Green Tree Foundation Leveling at 832-329-1687. How old is your house? Many older homes in our area require foundation repair simply because of our climate and soil conditions.
So that's like two flight.
Green Tree Foundation Leveling provides free estimates within 24 hours. They repair concrete slab foundations and pier and beam homes too. The experts at Green Tree Foundation Leveling work fast and offer competitive rates, even a lifetime transferable warranty.
It's
Call
pretty new. Yeah, it's only been around,
832-329-1687 to schedule an appointment with Green Tree Foundation Leveling.
This is Business
All right, y'all,
110.
Stand by.
I fly rise.
All right, guys. Hot mics in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. That's 713-785-1817. And I'm joined live in the studio with Jennifer Hernandez. She is with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. And what's the best number to call you?
Good morning. 713-579-3611 is my direct line.
And your
website
perfect.
that has all our info is jennifer.legacymutual.com.
Hey, and also, so you have a business coach, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been working with a business coach?
I'm in my 7th year.
You know what I find is all top producers have a coach. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
whether it's sports, whether it's business.
Yeah, at some point or other, a lot of them do, definitely.
How much of an impact do you feel like your coach has had on your business?
It's hard. I mean, I really think that it's been huge because it's gotten me through a lot of humps. We all have derailments. Mm-hmm. And I just think that the derailments are shorter in nature because I'm constantly, I'm coached every 2 weeks. So I'm literally always forced to just get back on track. And, you've got moments of drifting and different things, and the coach just kind of helps you get back on track quicker. I'm no different than anybody else. I'm just force myself and stick with the coaching because I know that I could easily drift off the deep end and just not come back.
Yeah.
It's just too it's too tempting.
Yeah, there's an abyss out there, right?
There's an abyss. And so I saw immediate results. When I did start the coaching, I mean, I doubled my business within a couple years, quadrupled my savings. I mean, it was an astounding jump. And then I've had a few plateaus, but I've hung in there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I've hung in there, and you know, I just know that it's my security blanket. I know that they're just not going to let me fail. Like they're going to keep pushing and keep pushing. So it's a good group.
Yeah, fantastic.
So, yeah.
So tell what else do we want to talk about mortgages today?
Well, we talked about appraisals.
Right.
So no questions on the Book of Faces about appraisals.
Not right now. No.
Okay. Well, what do inquiring minds want to know? I could talk about.
What do you think interest rates are going to go?
Things.
My crystal ball's in the shop, so I don't know.
You know, I like that phrase.
Yeah.
Crystal balls in the shop.
You know the worst part about that
tell.
is the parts are back ordered.
It's hard to tell. I mean, I know that the economy has shown signs of prospering, and so that, of course, has rates going up, but then international stuff keeps it down. I mean, there's so many things that go into the rates. I just hold up my hands.
But the Fed's raised the rates 3 times. I mean, doesn't that mean that mortgage rates go up?
Not always. It's an inverse relationship. It's how the stock market is reacting.
That's one of the things that people don't realize is that there's short-term rates, which is what the Fed controls.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when banks are lending money from one bank to another, or the government's lending to banks, right? But then there's long-term, the bond rates, right?
Yeah.
And that's what mortgages are linked to, is the bond rate.
They are. They're most closely. So if you want to watch rates, the 7-year and the 10-year Treasury are what really, I mean, mortgages really aren't held for 30 years anymore. So the bonds for the 7 or 10 years, most average mortgages, I think,
but
are
what
like
do you
6
mean?
to 8
I've got
years.
a 30-year mortgage. Of course it's going to last 30 years. Explain why that. Why
They're just hedged off the 7 to 10 because average time in a house is 7 to 8 years.
Yeah,
I mean, there
either
are
people
30-year
refinance
bonds.
a house, or they are going to move from a smaller house to have children, or children graduate from high school and they go on to college, and so you have empty nesters. So you either downsize or you're upsize, or you get transferred, or whatever. People move on average about every 7 years, right?
So there's this big market, just to try to be as simple as possible. There's this huge market there's a flight to safety when the stock market is really uncertain, and when, you know, somebody sneezes in Washington or something happens that investors don't like, they say, oh, we're going to go park a bunch of money over here in the bond market where it's really, really safe and the returns are less, right? And they park it over there, and when a lot of money comes over to the bond market, that pushes the prices up, and the yields go down. So, you know, bad news for the economy is good news for mortgage rates. Just remember there's an inverse relationship. That's the most simple
when stocks are doing great, bonds are
explanation.
doing horrible. When bonds are doing great, stocks are doing horrible.
Yeah. And so when people are taking all their money from bonds and they say, oh, no, we don't want that safety anymore. We want to go get the big returns.
Aggressive return, right?
Yeah, we want aggressive returns in the stock market. And oh man, we're going to go buy over there and things are going well. We're going to invest in stocks. They take money out of the bonds, and that suppresses and harms the bonds.
Mortgage rates.
So the mortgage rates.
Got
So it's a funny little relationship.
So
and it's
2
a
stocks
daily...
were brought to my attention yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Based on cap rates. And for those people that don't know about cap rates are, or I should say the market capitalization, which is the total value of the company based on all the shares outstanding and the average price per share, right? So General Motors, we know them. They've been around forever and ever.
Ever.
Yeah, it used to be some for a short time we called them government motors, right? But General Motors, I mean, huge worldwide company, right?
Yeah.
And then there's this relatively new startup, California company, called Tesla Motors.
Oh yeah, they're on back order, right?
Yeah, they're on back order. But from a market valuation standpoint, which one's bigger?
Market valuation meaning
Total price, like if you want to buy one company, all of it outright, versus buy the other company, buy all the outstanding shares, which one would cost you more money, General Motors or Tesla?
I'm thinking this is a trick question. Tesla, the underdog? I don't know.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Is it Tesla?
It is. It's like $49 billion is what it would take to buy General Motors right now, and $50.2 billion to buy Tesla.
So
is that
Tesla,
crazy?
but wait a minute. Tesla, their cars aren't even on the market yet, right? Isn't it
No,
just through orders? Like it takes years to order one?
No, you can buy a Tesla.
And they're electronic cars,
They're
right?
electric cars.
And do you have one?
No, I don't have one yet.
So But they are. I mean, to get one, you have to put in an order and prepay it.
Well, it depends on the model that you want. Some of their models you can go in and buy relatively quickly.
What about the cars that are going to drive themselves?
Yeah,
I want one of those. I want to be able to text and drive and not have to worry about anything.
You can do that now.
And not have to worry about anything? That's the key
It's called
phrase.
Uber.
Well, that's true.
You can do Uber or just hire a driver. I tell you, one of my favorite times, I had neck surgery. That wasn't the favorite part, but my doctor told me when I had my disc replacement that I could ride in a car, but I couldn't drive. And so we were actively busy with Houston Outspires and all of that. And so I hired a driver for the 2 weeks that I couldn't drive.
You didn't just keep one?
It was the best. I need that's my next major goal in life is to have a driver.
That's on my bucket list is to have a driver. He says that I can't afford him, and I said, "You watch out. I'm gonna someday you will." He takes me to the airport.
It's amazing how productive you are when you're in the car.
Oh yeah. I mean, that would be true Mecca for me. Or to have a helicopter. Can your new office have a helipad? That would be really great. And you could just fly to Dallas.
There is a field right behind, but I'm not a helicopter pilot. But yeah, I can.
So anyway, talking about mortgages. Let's see. We talked a little bit about rates. Guidelines are loosening up a little bit. I mean, we do see, self-employed borrowers now. If you've been self-employed for at least 5 years, we can possibly just use 1 year tax returns on a conforming loan instead of 2.
Oh,
so
wow.
that could really help if, 16 is a higher number.
Yeah.
And then, you just want to forget 15. Some people just want to burn a prior year tax return, but normally we have to use it.
Yeah, because they want to see trends, right?
That's right.
They want to see a business growing, not shrinking.
So 5+ years, we can look at the 1 year.
Now, have to be. Is it been self-employed in any type of business or in the same business?
Pretty consistent in one business.
Okay,
yeah.
have to be self-employed in one company. So if you've owned the same dry cleaners for 5 years in a row.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been switching around, it's a gray area. It's a gray area. So interesting stuff. So if you have any questions, what's the number to call us?
713-785-1817. Yeah. So any other big changes that you see? Because it seems like that. Obviously, there was a meltdown in mortgages several years back, right? And prior to that meltdown, I'd say underwriting was relatively loose. Wouldn't you say? Is that an understatement?
It's not Yeah, it was very loose.
It was very loose, very loose underwriting. And so the pendulum seems to not swing to like the equilibrium where it should be. It seems to swing way past that to way too tight, right? It got really,
was way too
really tight,
and it's loose. I think right now I feel just I'm in my 21st year of lending, and I've seen a lot, obviously, and it just feels like a healthy balance to me. I mean,
but it won't stop here.
If you tell me that this is your income, of course we need to verify it.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't we do that?
Why would you care?
Exactly. But, I think that there's still probably a little bit of things that we make a big deal on, like when you're getting a gift, we have to verify, like let's say you were my dad and you were giving me a gift for the down payment. We have to verify your account and get a statement from the dad's account to show that dad had the ability to give the gift and that the money didn't just show up there yesterday. Like that would be suspicious of, okay, there's a loan somewhere that someone has to repay that was taken out and deposited in the account.
Did a HELOC on his house and he's really got to pay that back or something like that.
Really, it's the borrower that we're concerned about, the borrower borrowing money. So, stuff like that, I just feel like it's a little much, but I mean,
But in other words, it was actually money that the dad had to give, that the dad didn't borrow the money in order to give it away, so that ultimately has to be paid back.
Or that the borrower didn't borrow the money and give the cash to dad and say, hey, dad, deposit this in your account.
And make it look like a gift to me.
And make it look like it's a gift to me because I got cash money over here under the mattress or whatever, or Joe Bob lent it to me, and I went to a loan shark, and they gave it to me.
Oh yeah, those loan sharks. Those are
do
many people use those to go get mortgages?
I mean, we don't let them. I mean, that's the thing, right? You can't have an unsecured loan. So it's just a little tedious.
Yeah.
I just hate asking parents for their bank statement.
Right.
And we ask them for it, and then they'll send it over, and they'll black everything out. And I'm like,
no, we need that not redacted.
We really need the bank statement. Yeah. So,
all right, you're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. We'll be talking about our events coming up and how you can meet Jennifer Hernandez in person.
Yay.
clear.
You are going to be there, right? Or is it going to be
No, I'm gonna
your
train
new
him.
dude?
I'm gonna train him.
Investor loans offering up to 100% financing are still available. You just have to know where to look. Look no further than Noble Mortgage. Noble Mortgage is a full-service mortgage company that's been helping investors since 2003. Noble Mortgage offers up to 100% financing to investors that covers purchase, repairs, and closing costs. In addition to private money, Noble Mortgage offers conventional loans, FHA, and even no-income documentation loans for both residential and commercial properties. Call and ask about our 5-point guarantee, which includes free pre-qualifications within 2 business days. Call 713-680-8100 or visit noblemoney.com. That's noblemoney.com. Our team has over 50 years experience in the mortgage industry. Call us today, 713-680-8100, or visit us on the web, noblemoney.com, noblemoney.com.
NMLS 292143, 8203 Willow Place Drive, Houston, Texas, 77070.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Virtuoso Graphics is not your ordinary sign shop. We are your one-stop shop for all your signage and graphics needs. We are located in the Galleria area and have been in business for over 13 years. We offer a wide variety of signage products, including bandit, aluminum, and ADA compliant signs to 3D letters. Need something printed? We can get that done too. From outdoor banners to business cards and anything in between. Take advantage of our laser engraving services.
All right,
we can custom engrave on many products available through our catalogs or your own personal items. From large orders to small, we can accommodate your specific needs. We pride ourselves on customer service and work one-on-one with customers to make sure they get a good quality product. Come view our showroom to browse our many samples to get you inspired. Want your business to get noticed? Give us a call at 713-623-4425 or visit our website at virtuoso-graphics.com.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and we have mastered the 30-day close. We close on time, accurately, and with tons of communication. You'll have a dedicated team of a coordinator and a contract-to-close associate. Give me a call today at 713-579-3611, and let's talk about how we can help you on your next transaction.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. Oh, you just got nervous because my headset went on. Yeah.
This is Business 1110.
Stand by, y'all. Hot mics in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio. I'm joined live in studio with Jennifer Hernandez. She's with Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and her phone number is
713-579-3611.
And her web address is
jennifer.legacymutual.com.
Perfect. And you're going to be where on Thursday night?
I am going to be Right Path Real Estate event at 99 Westheimer, right in the
It's
Hilton.
the West Chase Hilton, right?
West Chase Hilton, yeah.
Which is just inside of the Beltway on the south side of Westheimer. If you know north and south and east and west, so it's on the east side of the Beltway. So if you're coming around the Beltway, if you're going southbound, like from the north side of town, like coming from I-10, you're just going to make a left turn on Westheimer. It'll be down on the right-hand side. Once you go past like the Carillion Shopping Center and the Chili's and all that kind of stuff.
Easy to get to.
Yeah, it's easy. If you make it to Gessner, you've gone too far.
Listen, I had my first kiss in the Carillion Shopping Center when I was in 7th grade.
Oh, I got to hear the story.
Big memories.
I got to hear the story.
I was in 7th grade, and we used to always go hang out at the Chili's. You know, are you native Houstonian?
Absolutely. I used to hang out at the Chili's all the time.
So back when Chili's, you know, they only had baskets, and the waitresses would line up the baskets on their arm. I thought it was so cool.
The plastic baskets, right.
Yeah, and all they served was burgers. They didn't have all this other stuff to, you know.
Yeah, and curly fries and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. No, so you know how the Carillion has all those little hidden segue. You go up and down and whatever.
Yes,
so our parents would drop us off, and we'd run around. And Chili's, I'm sure, loved us. There were like 30 of us, right? And we'd go, and we have as cheap as possible that we could burger and drink. And then we'd go out, and we'd go to Marble Slab and blah, blah, blah. And then, I don't know, then this dude that I kind of liked, he just kind of
Is this a classmate or
just kissed me? Yeah, I mean we kind of hung out. Right. Yeah, classmate. Yeah. I mean, you know, we'd known each other, and I knew he liked me, and I liked him, whatever.
And y'all were Facebook buddies today?
No, we're not. But it was, you know, I didn't like it, you know, it was interesting. But anyway, Carillion brings back memories.
Yeah. So what part of Houston did you grow up in?
Right there. I grew up right near Walnut Bend, right by Bragrove Park. We lived in some townhouses right on where West Beltway 8 used to be called West Belt South, and the townhouses. In fact, our townhouse backed up to West Belt South, and I used to get in trouble if my mom found out that we went over into the swamp, which was all the dirt that was piled up before it was Beltway 8.
Yep.
So interesting, Houston. That used to be the edge of town.
Yes, it was.
It was.
Yeah. In fact, you remember? I remember going to the Derry Ashford roller skating rink.
Oh man,
and that was out in the country. I was in the boondocks.
And I don't know if they've remodeled it since then. I went there. It still has that same dirty sock smell that it's had for so many years. They need to foosbomb in there. They need to drop a bomb.
That's exactly right.
But good old Houston history.
That's exactly right. In fact, I took my daughter. She's 12 now. She turned 12 a week ago Sunday, and took her there skating about 6 months ago.
Oh, that's fun.
And I walked in there, and it was like a walk back in time. I'm like, oh my God, this brings back memories because I was about her age the last time I'd been there.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, so let's give. We have a minute left. Our contact info and 713-579-3611. And then jennifer.legacymutual.com.
And if you want to learn how to estimate a rehab in 15 minutes or less, learn from a pro, I'm going to be teaching that at 99.99 Westheimer. Show up at 6 o'clock. That's when networking will begin. And you want to be there from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And our radio show sponsors will be there. Our vendors will be there. And you'll be able to learn about our RIA, our Real Estate Investing Association. And it'll be great education. Come on down.
Awesome.
Check us out. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks, Nikki.
Right,
great job.
You guys have a good day.
Thanks. Right.